Our final pitch will be from Team 3, the Space Invaders. They were coached by Robert Rivers and Paul Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, over to Team 3.
Should deterrence and diplomacy fail in the Indo-Pacific region, the U.S. must prepare forces to operate amidst a myriad of challenges in contested, distant locations with limited resources. Yet, paradoxically, the ACE concept challenges the conventional principles of war, namely mass and simplicity. In doing so, it exposes friendly sustainment and logistics weaknesses, arguably the Achilles heel of every military operation since organized armies began to maneuver. For ACE to be successful, airmen must operate independently, smartly use resources, limit energy expenditures, and perform various non-traditional tasks. Specifically, sustainment will need to be more energy efficient and will need to build more generalist capabilities out of specialists. While these two issues seem at odds, we propose a solution that saves time, fuel, and manpower needed to bring equipment in and out of theater. Good afternoon. My name is George Knudsen, and welcome to Project Mercury Cohort 9 Space Invaders presentation. Our focus is improving operational resiliency through logistics. With dramatic effect complete, I would like to address just how fast the next conflict period for the United States will start. With the increasing threat of competitors, logistics will be the first to be contested within the Pacific region for the United States, its allies, and partners. This sounds achievable, but what if we could save time, efficiently utilize space, reducing transport costs and fuel, reduce risk, and make it easier on our airmen? Sounds appealing, right? Picture this, a C-130 has been grounded due to a failure with the hydraulic system. What would normally take 45 minutes to fix has increased to over 12 hours. Sortie is launched from a mob and requires 2 stops for fuel within the region during asset relocation. The supply system is queried prior to the aircraft launch for ferry services, bringing hoses and hydraulic fluid to support a repair at a FOB. What appears to be a small Uber-esque scenario results in a Mode 3 aircraft having the parts 18 hours prior to a legacy repair system. This is an exercise in ACE logistics with projects already in development within innovation networks across the CAF. ACE has many challenges to include the tyranny of distance, lack of usable infrastructure, and limited airmen to facilitate operations once taken for granted in 20 years of conflict in CENTCOM. As the once great Omar Bradley said, amateurs study tactics, professionals study logistics. So, where does that take the 21st century Air Force? Welcome Operational Imperative 7. The challenge is creating a hardened system that allows for rapid, flexible deployment of resources. Our high-quality target focuses squarely on operational logistics. We intend to streamline intratheater cargo transfer by matching the payload to the platform cargo packing processes while reducing the skill set strain on forward deployed airmen. And truth be told, the Air Force is experiencing a bit of identity crisis with respect to finding our place in the Indo-Pacific. While humorous and cynical, this next set of memes presents some of the mixed messaging and preconceptions. First of all, that we are all fighter pilots. We're life-saving heroes to mom and dad, saviors to our allies. That we can take on more tasks despite reaching task saturation. That we're the jack of all trades. And finally, that we can just throw money at the problem to solve these high-end issues. The truth lies somewhere in between. Our senior leaders seek efficiency, while our airmen see overwork, underpay, under-equipped, and a ton of risk. The reality of the situation is we need to do more with less. But what if we could do less with less, saving time, reducing risk, and cost? First, ACE presents an inherent time compression scenario, and our current cargo processing timeline is too late to need. It is well behind the ATO cycle, and by the time critical equipment is identified, packaged, and shipped, the enemy or even friendly order of battle will have long changed. Recent experimentation at Kendina Air Base demonstrated the status quo packing timeline of 100 units is roughly 96 hours, versus using LiDAR equipment, scanners, and software applications to reduce airman workload, resulting in the same equipment processing in just 12 hours. Finally, wasteful packaging results in increased cargo flights and wastes fuel and time. Industry data shows that when just humans are involved in the packing operations, there is on average up to 25% more wasted space than when using digital technologies. What if we could save time, efficiently utilize space, reducing transport costs and fuel, reduce risk, and make it easier on our airmen? Sounds appealing, right? In fact, we propose a solution so easy that a pilot could do it. We actually mean it though. A pilot could do this and may have to. It's as easy as 4 simple steps. Step 1, gather the items. Step 2, scan them using LiDAR tech. Step 3, plug them into the AI program. Let the AI play the game of Tetris. Step 4, pair the package with the available mode of transport. Could be eVTOL or C-130 on floats. Either way, we seek to exploit every cubic inch of space and do so safely. Actually, why don't I just show you how easy this could be instead? Picture this: a security forces airman uses a tablet to not only scan the equipment, but then package it up and scan it getting ready for the aircraft, while the logistics specialist is building out the manifest with 98% reduced paperwork due to everything being already scanned into the system. This would reduce the workload or reduce the manning necessary by 50%, roughly 50%, and increase the speed by roughly 84%. From the last 9 weeks of independent research, we've been able to validate the need from the force. Team 3 has been able to secure a partnership with Tesseract to continue to bolster community-driven awareness. Through this, we've already validated a path to adoption via 2 grassroots campaigns. First being Project Kinetic Cargo, which was chosen as a finalist in the 2022 AFA Warfare Symposium, allowing for continued development. Secondly, Let's Go Cargo will have an MVP of LiDAR scanning technology to support Air Force initiatives scheduled for later this month. With the foundation of conflict relying on the ability to maintain an airworthy force, our ask is for $3.4 million to institute this within the entire CAF. And also your voiced support to institute these technologies within MAGCOM exercises, with the resourcing provided to ensure the required people and equipment are accessible to design this new technology to support the warfighter. We look forward to your questions.
I think there's a lot of pilots probably chewing on the "so easy a pilot could do it" phrase right now, but thank you, Team 3. Dr. Gevedin, you get to shoot the first question over to Team 3, and we'll go from there. And there's a lot of chatter again in the chat room. I like it.
Thank you very much. How much time do we have left?
To about 4 or 5 minutes for questions and answers.
Thank you. So one thing for sure, congratulations on your project. I mean, clearly you have put in your entire team an unbelievable amount of work, research, clearly discussions with key stakeholders, etc. I love anything that's aligned with OI, and I see where you're headed with that. What I will say is that I think from a pitch perspective, you certainly spent a considerable amount of time on sharing the problem, and it is a wicked problem. I mean, there is no question about it. It is a serious problem. It's a huge lift. What I would suggest going forward, I mean, you got to the just a little bit of restructuring, and then I think the pitch would have just really done well. But at the end of it, you have clearly an MVP. You have some successes to date, so you have some significant traction. I think towards the end of the pitch, we began to see that traction play out, which is good. So I think like was suggested earlier, and the last, I think maybe just a little bit of a restructuring of the pitch, but I mean, clearly you've done, I praise you for the amount of work and time that you have put into this, and there could not be obviously a more wicked problem. We're with you there for sure. Does anybody else have any feedback for the team?
I just want to compliment you on being one step ahead of all my comments and hitting them all. Like that kinetic cargo integration is going to be awesome in the Pacific, and please continue to try to find ways to integrate those two efforts, because we are trying to expand that, and it is having immediate effects throughout the AOR. So continue that connection, please, as you drive this forward. That's all I have.
Yeah, good job. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
And Colonel Marshall, also as a fellow Pacificer, we're actually proud to go ahead and say that we are also creating partnerships with the University of Alaska Fairbanks UAS facility as one of the top performers in the country on how do we develop this technology and put it into an unmanned system inside the remote communities of Alaska. So developing a true dual use technology that not only gets after defense problems, but also civilian problems.
Wow. Now you're sweet talking us. Dual use. I like it.